Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back to the You're an Idiot podcast. I'm Alex Dragovich. We got a special guest host today. Everyone, the handsome, the hilarious Lucas Zelnick. Lucas, how you doing, my brother? Oh, yeah, clap. I didn't clap. I am Lucas clapping
clap
for
it
himself.
Up for me.
Clap it up for yourself.
Pleasure to be in here with me.
Absolutely. I'm going to start doing this whenever Jeff's out. I think he's probably only going to miss like maybe one every other month or maybe once a month. So it's going to be it's going to be less. But when he does miss, I want to ask, why do you think you're a better co-host than Jeff?
Well, obviously better looking, have had way more sexual partners, and worse at stand-up, which makes me more relatable on a podcast.
Yes, this is good. Damn, that was a quick answer.
Yeah, ready to roll.
Lucas is one of the GOATs, guys, one of the greats, friend of the pod. He also has a podcast here, right?
I sure do.
You got your, what's the Can I Go Home Now podcast?
You got it.
I've done it. I've been there. Had a good time with John Kennedy and Jamie Wolf. There's not a fourth mic, is there?
Could be you.
Could be me.
If this doesn't work out.
Another white. Get another white on there. But yeah, man, we're going to go through some listener questions in a little bit. In just a second. You guys asked some really good ones. But first, I want to talk to you about this, Lucas.
Yeah, talk to me.
Lucas is one of my boys. You can see us ratting around the city on some choice weekends when we're not on the road. You've you know a little bit about my dating life in some respects. I've got an update for you that I would tell you in person, but I might as well just tell you.
Yeah, let's do
on
it.
the Tron or on the
Bring
podcast.
It on, Mike.
I've got so I had a neighbor. So when I lived in my old place, which is I moved like 3 blocks away recently. Some of you guys know this, some of you don't. I moved. There was our neighbor. I had a cute neighbor, and there was like three girls in the apartment next door. I probably held the door for her 10 times. Same with her. We probably said hello a few times, whatever. We kind of knew what each other looked like. Right before I leave, I see her on Hinge, and I just toss her a like. Pleasant like, whatever. Who cares? I'm leaving.
Yeah.
She matches.
Okay. How cute. Like, are we excited about this? Or we're like, cool.
We're not excited about it, but it's fun, and
it's a little added spice with a neighbor. You know what I mean? It's a little, you play a dangerous game. It's kind of like having sex with a bartender. When you see someone in the wild and they see you and you see them,
yeah,
there's that element of like, could I fuck that person? And that's always exciting.
That's what got me juiced up. And here's what makes it interesting. So I kind of we go back and forth a couple texts, and I just drop it. I let it fizzle out. I don't really address it because I'm focused on moving. I hit the road for a couple weeks. I'm just like, whatever, not really talking to her. I opened up Hinge last week, like last Thursday night.
Having a rough night, or
yeah, not doing
everything
great.
All right.
I'm opening up Hinge at 9:00 on a Thursday. Not doing great. I see a message from her, point blank. Whatever, however many words it is, do you want to have sex? Straight up. And I was like, damn. I gave it a couple of minutes. I thought about it. First off, I want to know, one, how do you feel about that? About getting something like that?
Wait, which place were you in at this time? Are you moved away from her now?
I fully moved.
Okay.
So I've been a month away from the old place. She's no longer my neighbor.
Yeah.
My next door neighbor. She lives 3 blocks from me still. But far enough blocks where I wouldn't see her. It's like, it probably ends up being like maybe.
How fresh is this message? Do you want to have sex? Like, was it a day ago or it was like a minute ago?
The message was on Thursday.
So when you opened Hinge, how long had the message been sitting?
That's the thing. When I opened Hinge, it was only like an hour.
Okay. So it was
fresh.
On tap.
Fresh.
Okay.
Cold.
Yeah.
Or hot.
Depends how it was served, but at whatever temperature it was served at, it was the same temperature.
Yes.
Still.
And so first off, before we move forward with that, how do you feel about such a about such a forward text like that? And have you gotten those before?
I have. I don't like them. I usually find that something's up,
right?
I'm just always like, here's the thing is I don't find that people say that unless they're either going through something or that's a very normal thing for them. And I just feel like the pleasantries of grabbing a drink are fine. I know that here's the thing is I don't blame a woman who makes that offer because I bet you 9 out of 10 times if that's what they want, more power to them. And guys are definitely going to say yes to that most of the time.
Sure.
But the reason why it puts me off is I'm like, what's wrong with us just dressing this up a little bit as drinks?
Can we pretend a little bit?
Even if it's like movie night in quotes, like why do we...
I fully agree.
The proposition for sex, it makes it sound transactional in a way that makes me uncomfortable.
It makes me also like think about like, I'm like, what guys, like who is like, now I'm thinking about the past, or I'm like, who, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, what guys are you? How quickly are you? Yeah. You think about it, you go, how many dudes is this
been sent
was
to?
that part of a mass Hinge tech? Was that just like, you know?
Yeah.
So what happens is I say, I do. I say I do because you know what? It's always good to have.
Life's short.
It's always good to have options.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
haven't seen your old building in a while. You know,
I got to go back. I think I have a picture framed that I have to go grab. But so I said I do because I just thought I don't know what else to. It was true. I probably would, you know, under most circumstances. But then here's what happened. So I'm like, again, I'm kind of like putting it off a little bit for us to hang out. She's like, so when do you want to hang out? When do you want to hang out? When do you want to go drink? I was, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this tonight. I'm doing this tonight. Yep.
Oh, you say I do, but not for that night.
No.
I feel like usually do you want to have sex means like tonight.
I think that's what she was getting at too.
But you were like, I do, but not tonight.
Yeah. And then we made like, I was like, oh, maybe we'll grab like a coffee Sunday. That's what I said.
Bro. Okay. Why?
I don't know. I'm trying to like, first off, I want to see, maybe she just like, maybe she is going through something and I just like, and maybe she's normal. So I just want to suss this out a little.
What?
You know? Anyway.
What are you talking about?
Like I'm trying to see.
She established what she wants.
Yeah.
You should either meet her where she is if you're saying yes or not. But you're cock blocking her now?
I guess so. Here's what happened next. Sunday comes around. I'm like, I wake up late. I got shit to do. I got to write. I got to send emails. I got to edit my shit. We're not getting coffee. I kind of don't text her. She texted me at 5:00 yesterday, just a midday or a late day text. Do you want to see my boobs? I said, yes.
I do.
I said, I do. Of course. Sends them. Honestly, they're great. I'd been wondering about them. So is this okay to talk about, by the way?
Yeah. With who? It's your story. I'm down.
Yeah. We've gotten in trouble about talking about nudes before on the pod.
But with who?
With like listeners.
The people?
Yeah.
With the listeners?
Yeah. Someone's like, we've gotten like people like DMing us like, can't, you know.
What? That's not cool?
Well, I guess.
You didn't give any information about who this woman is.
Yeah.
And you didn't show the nudes. So I don't.
Oh, yeah. Then we're good.
You're just describing that nudes exist. I think that's fine.
And it was a great nude. So anyway, I got those. Now, does her doubling down and saying, do you want to see my boobs? Does that change anything? Does that change how you feel maybe about meeting up with her? Well, how would you?
No, this is to me, completely consistent with a girl that says, do you want to fuck me tonight?
Yeah.
She's saying to you, I want you to fuck me.
Right.
And she is smartly deciding that if she sends you a picture of her tits, it's going to make it more likely. The fact that you've held out, I'm guessing based on how you told the story, you got a picture of her tits and you still didn't fuck her that day.
Did not.
That is so rude.
Me and Carney had to watch Manhunter. It's a movie from 1980s. A Michael Mann movie from 1986.
Dude, that is so utterly rude.
It's just rude of me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Connor, is this rude of me?
Yeah, I would agree with Lucas.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I should have fucked her.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I didn't think about that. All right, so I guess
what were you thinking after you got the tits? You just went cool and then you put them away? Did you jerk off to him even?
Didn't jerk off to him.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just, I guess I'm just, I don't know.
You sound like an 11-year-old in a 30-year-old's body right now. You sound like you're pretending to be the age you are.
Well, should I don't know. I guess I just wasn't, I don't know. I guess I wasn't that, I guess I'm I said I didn't want to go over there, just go over to her place or have her come over to my place at like 5. I don't know. Here's what it is. Again, it's the forwardness is kind of like
the forwardness sketches me out, but then ignore it. Ignore everything. Don't 50-50 her. You're edging her, dude. You're blue balling her.
Don't blue ball this.
You're
poor
being
woman.
I don't know what a cock tease is. You're cock tease? Is that which way does cock tease go? Are you a cock tease or are you?
I don't know.
Are you a pussy tease?
I don't know.
You're a tease. Whatever you are, you're a tease.
I'm a bad guy.
No, you're not bad. You're prude. You're a prude.
Damn. Okay. I guess I'm a prude then. I apologize to this woman for not reciprocating. I just thought it was
not reciprocating. Just go fuck her. That's what she wants.
Okay.
She didn't send you her tits just so that you know what they look like.
I got to make sure she's normal.
She's clearly not normal. What are you talking about?
I think that's what it is. I want her to be a little normal, and that's what's hurting it for me.
She might be a little normal, but that's maximum.
A little bit, right? Like 20%. I think she's
10.
young. She's young. She might be like,
how young is she?
Early 20s. Not like
early 20s.
I don't think she's like 22 or 21. I don't want to say exactly what kind of school, but she's in grad school now.
Okay. So she's like 23 or above?
For sure.
But she's not 26.
I don't think she's 26. But I think for this kind of school, she could be older. I don't know if I want to say the kind of school that I don't know if that I think that's giving away maybe too much. So my guess is like 24, 25.
That makes her more normal.
Right.
Than if she were 30 and doing that.
Yeah.
30 and doing that would be really crazy.
All right. Guys, I think we've solved it. I think I might have to have sex with this woman. Tune in next week. I had to get. Oh, speaking of,
yeah.
Lucas was we told the tale about the 23-year-old from Zanies.
Oh yeah. Too young.
Lucas said.
I said no young. Go. I said
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Jeff,
not on my watch.
Jeff was like, 20 or older. 20 or older.
Well, it's easy to say that when you don't have the opportunity to do it.
Jeff has, yeah. Jeff is.
If Jeff fucked the people that came to his shows, he'd be fucking 35-year-old incels with man beards and manifestos.
Yeah. Some guys who are plotting. Those are his
guys with plans for attacks.
Yeah, those are his people. Okay. Well, I just wanted to.
No offense, by the way. I love you guys, and you're better crowds than my crowds. And if you want to come see me do stand up, by all means.
I don't know, actually, dude. Your shows were way better than Jeff's at Zanies.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Oh, but Jeff had bad Zanies days, right?
He had some bad Zanies
Monday,
days.
Tuesday, Wednesdays, cold.
A Monday, man.
There was some fuck energy in the air at my shows. It was like it was
horny.
Yeah, it was horny.
People were horned up.
Early May, beautiful. Still a little chilly outside.
Yeah, we had some good times.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get to some questions in a sec. I'm glad we got to go over that. This is going to be a little bit of a fuck pod, I think, guys. I think that's just how it's going to be.
Yeah, you get the guys together. You get Jeff off. I don't know the capital of any rivers or whatever he knows and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know the capital of any rivers. Okay, let's take some listener questions because the listeners have been great. This is actually kind of a pretty sincere, earnest request from Natasha Yaskar. Yas Queen.
Yaskar.
How about this? What's the happiest memory from your childhood or the past 5 years of your life?
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty docile, right? It's pretty nice. I'm trying to think of like what the past 5 years. Winter. Oh, I actually kind of answered this question a little. I wrote this down, wrote a little note down. Thank you for asking this, Natasha. I think I I think like winter breaks when I was like in middle school, hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
This is you're going childhood route.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
now.
okay.
Childhood, winter breaks, Christmas time, playing Xbox with my brother, having my friends come over. Those breaks, when you had those time off, like in middle school and obviously even high school, legendary times.
Yeah.
That's where legends were made. So, and like that's where like middle school, 7th grade, 8th grade, you know, you're starting to have some boy girl parties.
Ooh.
You know, staying out till maybe what, 11 midnight.
Crushes abound.
Yeah. How exciting was that the first time you start hanging out with, you know what I'm saying? I think I think we kind of forget how about the first, like, you know, like the first time, your first college party, your first high school party, electric.
Yeah. First middle school. Did you guys have middle school parties?
Oh yeah, I forget.
Like we started drinking. First alcohol party I was 13.
Oh wow.
Spring of 8th grade.
And you were doing bar and bar mitzvahs. Lucas is Jewish, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And
no problems here.
And they are allowed on the pod. And I for as much as what Jeff says, it is legal. They are.
It's allowed on the pod. I'm a pro-Palestinian Jew. Probably should say that here on the pod because
he's one of the good ones, folks.
Yeah, I'm a good Jew. So
actually, that is interesting to ask.
I'm an Uncle Shlomo or whatever.
You've told me. I don't know if you're willing to. You've like talked to some family members about. You've gotten into some clashes with family members about this stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm always in clashes with my family. There's no changing their minds. I mean, it's so generational with Jews. One generation above, like you're just not gonna, because their parents were like Holocaust generation, right. So it's just not.
It's always just gonna be like, they got to release the hostages rhetoric.
Yeah. Kind of well, also it's just like, you know how they are, is like, and maybe I have a crazy experience of this because of 9/11 in New York. Talk about happiest childhood memories, by the way. But
best day ever.
I remember in New York, like, because I'm a New Yorker, born and raised Manhattanite. I was in Manhattan on 9/11. After 9/11,
holy shit,
like the way that America was, but even if it wasn't America, definitely New York was just like, we're just gonna go over there. Doesn't even matter what country. We're just gonna go to the general region.
Yeah.
And we're just going to kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, innocent, guilty, whatever.
Yeah.
But we just want the whole world to know that if you do this shit to us, we're just going to fuck.
We're going to wipe you out.
We're just going to fuck you up.
Absolutely.
And that was the feeling. That's not by the way, I'm not saying that that's a good thing.
Right.
In fact, I think we can all agree now. Yeah. On the other side of it, it's a bad thing.
Hindsight is 2020.
Hindsight being,
it's 2001.
2024. yeah. Hindsight being 2001. But at the time, it was just like, we are us. Mm-hmm. You are not us.
Yeah.
And anyone who is not us now needs to pay for what you did to us.
Right.
And all the older Jews still feel that way about us versus them when it comes to Israel-Palestine. So it's like, we are us. You came over and basically did like a 9/11 to us.
Right.
And now you need to just fucking get obliterated.
Is this kind of, is this going to be a point of contention in a lot of Jewish households? Like,
generationally.
Just like every Hanukkah or every
because that's how my parents are. They're like, this is like after 9/11. And I'm like, well, that didn't age well at all. It's like, we can all agree that going to the wrong country after 9/11 and killing tons of people was definitely not a good call.
Yeah.
And they're like, that might be, but my dad's a little more moderate on the issue.
How shook were you? Like what was the, in terms of like, were you guys, in terms of like your classmates, your school, were you guys worried about like another plane, another attack? Like, how long was that?
I was like a little too young to really know what was going on.
Okay.
Because I was 6.
Yeah. I was 9.
I wasn't
10.
like,
yeah.
I wasn't like, oh, they're, what's next?
You were like, what? You could barely, you couldn't read. Yeah,
No, I could read, man. You might not have been able
I couldn't. I guess I couldn't read at 6, maybe by 5, 6. I don't know actually.
But you know what I was worried about is I never, for years after, I wouldn't go to famous buildings. I always thought famous buildings were going to get blown up. So like my mom took me to Paris when I was 8.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go to the Eiffel Tower.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you think a lot of people your age share kind of that sentiment, or was it just like
maybe, I mean, probably. I was afraid of planes and I was afraid of buildings
for a long time?
My dad was booked on United 93 up to 24 hours before it took off. United 93 was the plane that went down in the field in Pennsylvania.
No way.
Where everyone died.
Yeah.
My dad was scheduled to be on that flight. It was a flight to San Francisco. And then he did a slightly earlier flight. He changed it like 16 hours before. So he was in the air during 9/11.
No way.
Yeah. And then they grounded his plane like somewhere because they grounded the airspace. They grounded his plane somewhere in the middle of the country.
Really?
And then they grounded all planes for like a week. So he had to road trip back to New York.
No way.
Yeah.
Him and was it Seth MacFarlane that would have been? Or no, Seth MacFarlane was the one going to Boston. When did your dad tell you like I could have been on that flight?
We got a call from like his office being like he's okay. And we were all like, what do you mean? Because we didn't know that he was supposed to be on one. Because
like when you're told that in class, like you're in class, this announcement happens. As a Manhattan,
they didn't tell us what happened in school. They just let us get picked up by our parents. But there was, smoke downtown. You could see smoke.
No way.
Yeah.
How many, now you're growing up in Manhattan, how many people in the next 5-10 years are you meeting who had like lost someone in 9/11 then?
In our class, it was only a couple people that lost like,
it's still crazy.
Lost like anyone that they knew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not like parents. I know one kid who lost a parent and one kid who lost a lot of family friends.
So that is kind of something once a year, once every couple of years, you'll hear about or meet someone that's like within, you're like, that guy lost someone. It just kind of like, in terms of when you're in it like that, that's just kind of how it becomes not like normal, but it's more often than other people.
Yeah.
God,
yeah.
That's unreal. That must have shook. And then you don't have. Was your older brother like trying to talk about it to you at all? Like he was a little too young. Nobody really.
We didn't really, other than like a day off school, we didn't really. Then it got really serious. I mean, New York was in a bad way and stuff.
Jesus.
But like we didn't really understand why. It was just like. It was one of those things where it was like every adult turned into super serious mode. And we were all just like, what is going on?
Yeah, you're a little young for it at that point.
Everyone was like glued to the TV and it's really serious. That's my memory of it.
Damn. I don't think I've met anyone who like was in. Oh, Simeon Goodson was like working a bar shift. He was do you know Simeon Goodson? Comic. Yeah, he's
Black.
Black. He hosts at the Cellar.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Lucas's favorite memory
from childhood. Yeah, my happiest memory.
What about past 5 years? Give me past 5 years.
Ooh, past 5. So what am I? So since I was 20.
24.
Dude, you know what? The beginning of starting to tour for comedy.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Like, I don't know. It was also a lot of anxieties and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, is this going to be for a while? Or like, is this going to be? But it was also, I remember the first day Jamie and I ever listed a show. It was like the summer and we listed a show for Toronto in December.
Yeah.
And that day we listed it, we sold like over 100 tickets.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy shit. That was really cool.
So fucking
Also
crazy.
Starting Sesh Comedy, that club that we started together.
Yes.
That was a really fun summer.
A background on that. Man, maybe because I don't think we asked you about this when you first came in, when you first did the pod, but I think this is really interesting to our listeners because we have a lot of comedy fans here. You and Jamie, like you guys were one of the first like comedy run indie clubs in the city, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we just like found an empty retail space because we wanted to write scripts together at the end of the pandemic. And it was that summer that like the vaccine came out.
Yeah.
And retail space was super cheap because it was still COVID.
Yeah.
And then one thing led to another, and it turned out to be a really good room for comedy. We were producing shows there, and it just became like a full-fledged comedy club.
So initially, it was just you guys were gonna bring like a desk down there and just like use it to write.
I don't know what we were gonna do, but what we realized is we also wanted to have shows there, but we were like working with a show partner that was taking 50% of our ticket sales. They were a barbershop, and we looked at what 50% of our ticket sales were, and we were like, oh, this amount pays the rent for a retail space.
Oh.
So we were like, why would we not just do that? And then we wouldn't have to move anything. We'd still make the same or more money.
Okay, so just to give a little bit of like context, Sesh Comedy is now one of the best rooms in all of New York City. Now they have 2 locations. And when Jamie and Lucas started, this was like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's summer 21. So yeah, 3 years ago.
It's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday room, a comedy club, sells out pretty much every show. And everyone, I mean, it's just the best time. It's so much fun. I mean, we talk about Sesh a lot on here, actually. So it's good to meet like the guy that started it, one of the guys that started it. What in terms of like getting the space and everything, was it like, and like, God, I have so many questions now about it. Selling it out. How did you get people? Like, because I remember like when I did it, like when it first started, how did you get people to fucking,
dude, it was like word of
shows?
mouth. I don't know. It's weird. The first show ever we canceled had 7 tickets. The second show had like 40. It was just like Eventbrite.
Wow.
It was Eventbrite. It was BYOB. It was summer that everyone was looking to do something. There was like no comedy on the Lower East Side, really.
Yeah.
Like there was just a lot of things that were working. And then we just started to book really good lineups, and it like spread really quickly, word of mouth.
Okay.
And then it got in like Time Out, the New York Times. It got in a couple things.
Okay.
So I got in this thing called The Nudge. People just started, and like Jamie and I were, I don't know, we were just kind of like, cool, kind of like people were into our whatever we were doing, even though we weren't good at comedy.
The branding of Sesh too was just, it was great.
And it used to have a free drink too, because we were sponsored by Sesh, which was a hard seltzer company that no longer exists.
Yes.
But that was the name. So we would have everyone that came got a free drink from Sesh. So it was like a pretty good deal. And we started cheap tickets. Like tickets were like $10 to $20.
How worried were you at first about like being able to make the money back for renting the space and like?
Well, we
and
put
leasing
down it was like only like $7,500 for the whole summer to rent it out.
Okay.
And the drink company gave us $3,000.
Oh, that's great.
So it was $4,500, and then Jamie and I split the rest.
So
we each put down like $2,250.
So you just had it. That
was a lot of money.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Like,
but then you're covered for the summer,
whole summer done, and then it was no more costs.
And then all ticket sales are
just come back to us.
And you guys probably made that back pretty quickly.
10 days.
Shut up. No way.
10 days we made it back, and then the rest of the summer we just made so much money. It was crazy.
You guys were fucking balling.
Yeah, we were balling. Dude, Jamie joined Equinox.
Jamie's like
the most frugal motherfucker of all time. We made so much.
Jamie's 24, money. Just like up in Equinox. Like,
yeah.
That is so
We're just
tight.
ripping Equinox workouts every day.
You guys made your money back in 10 days, essentially.
Yeah. And we were making so much cash from like door sales and tips. We were doing tips at that time. I guess they still do tips. I don't really know.
They still do tips.
They still do tips. At the time we were doing tips, and we were making a lot on tips.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn. And you guys were cooking. So then what made you eventually then want to sell the space? Because
I was going back to Stanford. I was still at Stanford at that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the summer in between my first and second year at Stanford.
No
the MBA
shit.
program. Yeah, so I had to go back to the Bay. I spent one more year doing comedy in the Bay after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you had to sell it essentially.
I mean, I couldn't run it. Jamie didn't want to run it without me. Neither of us had comedy careers yet, but Jamie wanted to both of us wanted to start posting clips and stuff at that time, but neither of us had yet.
Oh, okay.
So we had like no followings. So we wanted to just like do our own thing. We also just didn't want to be known as like comedy club owners and bookers.
Yeah.
Which is like still kind of how we're known. I think maybe like we have reputations that go beyond that a little bit, but certain people are still like, you're the sesh guy. And I'm like, well, I'm like, I would like to be thought of as a comedian. I
do 8 clubs every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the, so see, you got Dave Hogg set to run it, and Dave's the man, great dude. How often are people still asking you to do spots at sesh?
Yeah, I definitely get asked about sesh like at least once a week by someone.
And at first, it was probably every day, right? People were
it took a sec. It took a sec for people to. Jamie always blamed me, and I always blamed Jamie. Like every time someone hit up Jamie for a spot, he'd say I was the one that booked it if he didn't want to book him, and then vice versa. I'd be like, no, Jamie books that, but Jamie mostly did book it. I didn't really do that much. Like I just had all the business ideas.
Yeah.
But like Jamie ran the club in terms of booking and stuff.
Before you guys gave it over to Dave. Yeah, because I remember like the second or third time I came back, Jamie was like, no, this guy Dave.
But both of us hate booking. I hate like having power over my peers. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
How do you feel about comics that like want to be comedy bookers or that want to be into it?
I think it's a red flag.
It can be tough. But it's like, but it helped you guys also get so much stage time. And
yeah, I mean, it helps you, stage time gets you better. But like, if you have a desire to book shows, it's kind of weird.
I guess, yeah, it's more
I like to do people favors, but I don't like the culture of like people sucking your dick because they want something from you. I hate that.
Yeah, some people do. You can feel like at some clubs, like some people, like when someone just goes from like bartending to like night managing, even if they have no booking power, they're like, yeah, I'm the night manager now, and you're like, you don't matter, you're not, you don't. No one really cares. But yeah, no, what you guys did fucking absolutely changed the game. It's fucking crazy. And now, well, you guys set like this blueprint now that like all these people, there's like Flophouse comedy and there was 7th Street comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys were before or after Barbershop.
We were after Barbershop.
Okay. So
Barbershop kind of invented it, I guess.
Yeah.
But we were the first people to sort of run it. Nah, Barbershop runs the same schedule. Maybe we were running more shows than Barbershop.
Okay.
Slightly bigger room.
Definitely. Oh yeah. It's Barbershop's what, like 25, 30 people or something like that. No, it's Sessions out. It's honestly it's a kind of crazy how it all. Don't you feel like? Do you ever walk in there? You're like, holy shit! I fucking.
Yeah, now I kind of hate it sometimes because I'm just like we started it so long ago. I'm like still fucking here. That's how I feel sometimes.
I gotcha.
But I don't hate. I mean, it's the reason why I have a career. So
no, it's fucking awesome. We love Sesh. All up to Sesh. That's good. We had to wax poetic about that for a sec. Let's do another quick question here. Do you want to? What do I? Do you want to do your actual happiest memory from childhood?
Oh, childhood.
Like
I went to I went to the Twin Towers on 9/11. No, I went to ski academy in Switzerland.
Yeah.
And there was one day I remember it was like a snowstorm in the morning.
Yeah.
We skied powder in the morning, and then we got freshly baked croissants from this like delicious Swiss Alps bakery.
Jesus.
And then by the afternoon, it was spring, so it became like 60 degrees, and we played like soccer in the snow.
Yeah.
And I had like a crush on a girl. It was just magical times. I was like 13 years old.
Yeah.
I was like cool.
Yeah. When you think this pod couldn't get whiter, it just did. No, that was the whitest sentence that anyone's ever said.
I might be the whitest guy I've ever met, to be honest with you. Really. I'm so white.
Dude, again, I do want to go back to that. Having the crush. So like you guys.
A crush, dude. Nothing beats a crush.
Bar mitzvahs. I would argue I lost my virginity at a bar mitzvah.
Because you came in your pants?
Just from grinding, pretty much. Right? Pretty much.
I came in my pants for the first time in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And when I say for the first time, I do mean for the first time.
No, I came in my pants.
It was not the first and the last.
When I was 17, came in my pants for the first time. I came for the first time when I was 17.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No one knows this. Oh, actually, besides Jeff.
What?
Came for the first time.
What the hell?
I didn't jizz until I was 17 years old.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
I was already. No
wonder you didn't want to fuck that girl when she sent you nudes, dude. You barely been jizzing.
I jizzed.
You got so much load build up in there. You're probably launching monster rows.
Dude, I jizzed after I was all state. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty wild.
Wait. Explain that. You've never said that on the pod?
I've told Jeff. I think I've told the pod people before, but yeah, like literally late junior year. So like I hooked up with a couple women before this, like sophomore, junior year, but like nothing was coming out. It was just like I would just be like hard or whatever, but nothing. I hadn't slept with anyone, but when I would if a girl would like give me a blowjob or something like that, I would just not finish. So
did you what did you think it was building towards?
What was it building towards?
Had you hit puberty?
I mean, yeah, I was pretty, I had hair down there. Balls were dropped. I don't know what it was, dude, but I hadn't. But so you
were getting sucked before you nutted?
Yes.
Did you ever try to beat off?
Yeah.
Just went for it and just nothing?
Nothing. I think some pre-cum was happening, but
you didn't orgasm.
So what happened was, and this is like literally like May of junior year. I don't know what happened, dude, but we I'm at this party and this girl sits on my lap, and I had gotten boners before, but like this one came, this boner happened quick, and I was like, this one's different. Like this one like felt like I was like, something's happening. And I literally
just from sitting on your lap,
she sat on my lap. I don't know what happened. She sat on my lap, and I went home, laid in my bed. I was pretty much still erect at this point. Just touched my dick, and 17 years of buildup. Just it all happened.
Next day,
that was the best day of my
plumbers
life.
At the house.
Yeah, dude,
sucking the jizz out from the basement.
Outrageous.
It's a jizz flood.
I was like,
Noah's Ark.
Yeah. And then the next like 5 days, I was pretty preoccupied.
Oh my God.
It was.
Did you feel like you were like draining a fucking lymph node? Like you must have just been
Dr. Pimple Popper, but like with my
nuts.
With my dick. Yeah. It was crazy. So yeah, I was late to the game.
Do you remember who the girl was?
Yes.
How is she now?
She's married.
Pretty still?
I wonder. But I probably should send her a text like, hey, thanks for all you did. I'll never forget. Yeah.
I'll never forget you. I mean, my first time I beat off was to Carmen Electra.
Oh, wow.
That was the first time I orgasmed, but it was no cum. Like no cum came out.
Oh.
But I figured out how to orgasm before I could cum.
Oh, you were just early. How old were you?
Dude, people were telling me at camp, like, do it, tug it, and something will happen. And I kept tugging it, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, I think I was only like 13. I went into high school being like, I know what beating off is, and I like it. I know what it is, and I'm a fan.
I don't know much. I don't know what high school is going to be about, but I know what beating off is.
I know exactly what beating off is.
Okay,
and,
so you were pretty,
likey.
Dude. I remember that those changes. I just remember it being in 7th grade, and my buddy Blair Metzger came to me like in homeroom. He just kind of walked out to me.
Kurt Metzger's son?
No, not Kurt Metzger's son. I wish. Kurt Metzger's son. But he came up to me. He's like, dude, I don't know what happened last night, but my dick is huge. He goes, I was like, it happened? I was like, we're in 7th grade.
Yeah.
He's like, it happened. I got a big ding. I got a big dong now. And I was like, fuck, dude. I want one of those, you know?
Yeah.
Because we didn't really talk. I didn't really have many conversations like that. But yeah, I remember my friend Blair Metzger. He was just like, dude, it's big now. It ain't going back. I was like, damn. That is so awesome.
And it took you till you were 17.
17.
Dude, that is weird as fuck.
Isn't that so weird?
Yeah, that's weird. Both you and Jeff has some weird shit. Like you guys are weird guys.
We're odd dudes. We're odd dudes.
You guys are strange.
Yeah. I mean, but dude,
could you slam a dunk before you could jizz?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I can't slam a dunk now. I could slam my junk. I can't slam a dunk.
Brother, I think I had scored 1,000 points in high school before I fucking jizzed. Dude.
I have a better chance of shooting a rope into the basket than I do getting my hand on the rim.
Dude, I was late, but I will say, from that point on,
you're busting nuts, no problem.
It was pretty. It actually did alleviate, like, because like when it happened, like, because in high school, like if you don't come, like the girls, like they're like devastated. They're like, damn, like why aren't you? What's going on? You know, do you not like me?
And you didn't know why.
And I'm like, clearly I like you. I'm bricked up right now, but it's just
bricked up and shut down. Major blockage.
I don't know what that was.
Maybe the lap sit like squeezed out whatever kind of kidney stone thing was sitting in your dick blocking your. No, that doesn't make biological sense. But you understand.
You know what's crazy is I've never like looked up if there was like some kind of. Because I shouldn't have been like 5 years late to the party. You know?
You shouldn't have.
Yeah. You know, I like when everyone's like, especially like when all your friends are like talking about like beating off. I'm like, yeah. In my head, I was like, in my head, always like until I was a junior in high school, I was like, yeah, but like it's not that great, you know, just like a little something comes out. I was just like pre-coming essentially.
But you didn't feel the feeling of
no. Because that dude, when that day happened,
I bet it was within reach the whole time, but you just didn't know to keep going. You didn't know how to get into that mental space. You're like a woman. Because plenty of women, like if a woman said the first time I came was when I was 17, you'd be like, oh, that's totally normal.
Oh.
Because women have to get into that space.
Okay.
Do you have a hard time coming in general?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
No, that's the thing, dude.
You found your way into that space. But for a while, you were just a woman.
Yeah, I just mentally, me and coming we're pretty close. We're pretty good at that. It's interesting, dude. Yeah, I don't know why it took, but yeah, I pretty much made up for lost time. Yeah, because I remember, then after that, I started hanging out with this one girl that summer. Really, that was great. And then I was basically dating someone most of senior year, and did what I needed.
Loads.
Yeah.
You blew loads.
I just blew them. Yeah, I told you there was gonna be a horny little pod, and we made it happen. But pod. When I do want, actually that's a good way. We'll wind down in a little bit. So then your sexual upbringing, your sexual adolescence, girlfriends freshman year, sophomore year?
Girlfriend, we're talking high school?
Yeah.
First girlfriend in high school was sophomore year.
Yeah.
And we were batting around the idea of sex. But all I got was a blowjob. Which is totally fine. That's what she was comfortable with.
Yes.
And then I started dating someone in the beginning of junior year.
Yeah.
For the rest of high school and some of college.
Yeah.
And I lost my virginity to her. So I went into college only having fucked one woman in my life.
But she was, but you were with her for a lot, right?
We were together like 2.5 years. Yeah.
So you had some skills though.
I mean, I don't know about skills, but I had I had dialed it down to how I did it.
Yeah. I never even like really comprehended it. Like my friends sophomore year, junior year, like I didn't really comprehend. Like, oh, my friends are just like, they're just like fucking like all the time. I missed like 3 years of just
boning.
Yeah.
But did you lose your virginity also when you were 17?
Senior year.
So 18.
18, yeah.
Yeah, I lost at 16. But that's, those are a big 2 years, but at least you went to college You
Yeah.
didn't pull it, Jeff. You know.
No. Jeff was like 25 or 26. Or
Right.
something
And
like
that's like I think morally wrong.
yeah, it
That's
should
like
be illegal.
reprehensible.
I do feel like I hear a lot of stories about people like losing it in college. If you had to lose your virginity in college, that's a high pressure situation.
My buddy, he's a big dog like you, similar frame. He's a little bigger than you.
Yeah.
You're 6'6"?
Yeah.
He's 6'6" too, but he's a big dog.
Yeah.
But he showed up to college a virgin, and it just became a thing.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
like it just hadn't happened, and it almost happened in high school, and I think he couldn't get it up.
Sure.
And so then it was like it became a thing in college. Finally, sophomore year, he
Yeah.
still hadn't done it.
Yeah.
And like so many girls had kind of tried with him, but it just pressure on, and he just could not get it done.
No way.
So I went to Mexico, and they had Viagra available over the counter there.
Yeah.
And I came back with a ton of Viagra, and I just gave it to him, and I was like, brother,
Yeah.
just have this.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Dr. Zelnick.
And he hooked up with a girl one time, and like whatever, no sex happened, but he was like bricked, and he was like, these pills are magic. And after that, he relaxed, and then he got it done.
And then once your brain and your dick are, you know, what
I
is it?
almost could. I mean, I couldn't get it up my first time for a while because
cahoots.
I was nervous.
First time with my high school girlfriend, I was nervous. Couldn't happen. You gotta be on your dick and your mind have to be one.
You got to be at peace.
And that is you gotta be at peace.
You have to find
fuck.
peace. You got to find peace.
You have to
fuck.
find inner peace.
To find that spot in yourself. And you didn't get there even a little till 17, and not again till 18.
Yeah, dude, that is crazy. Yeah,
Some people go their whole life.
maybe I was just my mind just wasn't ready for it.
My first time, I couldn't get it up for like 2 hours, and she was like, can we just give up? And I was like, please. I was like, if it doesn't happen tonight, it's going to be a thing. So let's just like, I was like, I know I'll be able to get it done at some point.
Yeah.
We just have to be patient. And finally, after like 2 hours of trying, I just got it up.
Because you were relaxed.
I think I thought of something really fucked up.
Oh, not that relaxed.
Yeah, I think I to be honest, when I say I think, I remember what I thought about to get it up.
Okay.
It wasn't like it was sexual, but I wasn't thinking about the moment. I was like thinking about a sexual fantasy in the moment that
Oh, wow.
that involved the girl I was having sex with, but
Okay.
was not in that moment.
You had to escape a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You didn't tell her that though, right?
No,
Can't. Guys, we have
she
to
listens to this podcast. She has a kid now, so I don't think she'll care. But if she cares, I apologize.
She's still hot?
Yeah.
Definitely. Manhattan, folks. I want to ask. I want to ask about like high school, college, Stanford chicks. I got questions. We're about to roll into the Patreon, everybody. Lucas Zelnick is one of the best doing it right now. Lucas, plug some dates. Plug your plugs. Plug some.
I'm fucking all over. LucasZelnick.com for tour dates. Next up, I got Bell House, Brooklyn. I got London, Amsterdam, DC, Denver, fucking you name it, I got it. LucasZelnick.com.
Beautiful. Yeah. I just I forgot to lock in Denver, July 18th. I'll be out there. Denver Comedy Underground. I'm going to start plugging that more. This is going to be out next week. Actually, next weekend. This will come out next Monday. So next weekend, Cincinnati, Go Bananas. I'm there with Zach Townsend. Come on out, get some ticks if you're in Ohio. But yeah, that's been another. I don't know which episode was this, Connor. What number episode was this? 125. 125. We're like 40 episodes N-word free.
Wow.
Just a few more until the big party in Arkansas. Jeff usually signs us off. I don't know how to do this, but thank you guys for listening. We love you. Appreciate it. Until next week. See you later.
Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.